Well, this is my absolute favorite part of this event, and I think you'll soon see why. For you girls who are here today looking at St. Mary's, you're at the very beginning of your journey, and you're very beginning thinking about being a saint, and these young women here are at the very end. They can probably tell you how many days? 43 days until they graduate. So they are on the other side. So you're a foot in the door and they're a foot out the door.
We're jealous of you, though.
So they are, I'm going to turn it over to Jane Brown. Jane is a senior, obviously, and she's our student government president. And Jane is going to facilitate this panel of seniors.
Hi. So good morning, everyone. We're happy to be here and kind of be sharing our St. Mary's experience with you all because it's something that we obviously cherish and wish that we could go back and relive with y'all. But we're excited to be talking to y'all today and just sharing a little bit about what St. Mary's is so great for and why we love it so much. And really, the best way to get to know St. Mary's and what St. Mary's is all about is through the students. The students make it the wonderful school that it is. And so just being here with all my friends and looking back on all y'all done, it's sentimental, yes, but I'm also so proud of everyone, and that's really what makes St. Mary's just so wonderful. So it's cool to look back on 4 years. But enough about that. We're just going to get started. If I keep on going, I can go for years and years and years. But I'm going to introduce myself. We were all going to go down that line and introduce ourselves. So I'm Jane Brown, and as Ms. Slade said, I'm the student government president this year. So that means that I serve on the executive SGA with 10 other girls. There's several of us this year, so just to, on the panel, just to make that clear. Also at school, I'm involved in Orchesys, which is the performing dance company. And it's a big weekend for us because we have our 2 concerts, whoop whoop. Yeah. Tonight at 7, tomorrow at 1, if anybody's sticking around. I've been part of that for 4 years. I'm a member of Miss Williams Advisory. I'm an avid student, a learner. Yeah, sounds good.
Good morning, everyone. I talked to you last night, but my name is Hope Oakle, and I am from Raleigh, North Carolina. So I'm a day student. I also am on the executive student government as the chief marshal with several of these lovely ladies. I play field hockey and lacrosse. I have been a student ambassador, a class officer during my 10th and 11th grade years, and I'm a member of the Grand Artists Club and several other clubs on campus. So, thank you.
Hey, I'm Lila Wolfong. I am from Raleigh, North Carolina. I'm also on the Executive Student Government Association, so I am the vice chair of the judicial board. So here we have like a really important honor code that we all find like very important. We all like really abide by it, and it's like a really big part of our community. And so I am the vice chair of the judicial board, and so we deal with all things that have to do with the honor code. I play field hockey and I run track, and yeah. Oh, and I've been a member of the student ambassador team for 4 years.
All right, hi, I'm Eliza Barsanti, and I am a boarding student from Plymouth, North Carolina. I'm the executive boarding life representative with all these other lovely girls on executive SGA. And that means that I help Ms. Wallstrom, our director of residential life, kind of run the boarding program with student input. I also dance in Orchesys with Jane, and I am a student ambassador, and you may have seen me yesterday because I sing in our a cappella group Ladies in Blue and in our St. Mary's Chorale. So.
Hi, my name is Ashley Han. I'm a boarder from Seoul, South Korea, and I came as a sophomore, so this is my 3rd year. And I am also in the executive student government as the chair of judicial board, so I work closely with all these girls, not all, like a lot, and then especially with Lila, who's the vice chair, and I am also a student ambassador, and I served as a GAP prefect, which is School Ambassador Program prefect, last year when I was junior, and that's you help international students, because there are a lot here at St. Mary's, to adjust to the new environment here in the States, and to help them have a really great time here at St. Mary's, just like I did.
Hi, my name is Blair Poyer. I am a senior day student from Ninedale. I've been here for 4 years. So currently I am also on the executive SGA. I serve as a day life representative. So I work with Eliza, and together we plan activities for day students and boarders. I work with new freshmen. So I do a lot with the other girls too, planning executive SGA fun things. I am a captain of the soccer team with MC. I am a student ambassador, and I am treasurer of the Young Republicans Club.
Hi, I'm MCBC. Yes, my name rhymes. I'm from Charlotte, North Carolina. I've been here all 4 years as a boarder, and I'm a member of Beacon, a student ambassador. I'm one of the captains of Sigma Mu, which is a school spirit thing. And then I'm a boarding prefect. Yeah.
Hey, I'm Mary Ashburn Mann. I'm from Wilmington, North Carolina, and I came as a junior. And then I'm captain of the basketball team. I'm a Sigma Mu captain as well, and I am in the Beacon.
Okay, so just to get started, we have some questions prepared for y'all. Hopefully there will be some time at the end so y'all can ask any questions, because we really want this to be for y'all. So I guess just to start out, putting ourselves in y'all's shoes, 4 years ago, what our transition from middle school to high school
Okay, so I went to Explorers Middle School, which is right down the street. It was a pretty small middle school. I think there were maybe like 50 people in my class, maybe less. I don't know, it was really small. And so I wasn't really like looking at St. Mary's until 8th grade. I didn't really know I was like going to be looking at St. Mary's, but I'm so glad my parents came to a visitation day. I'm so glad they sent me to the sleepover special invite back weekend 4 years ago. So coming back into a small school was just really good for me. Like going to a big school. Like next year, like it's gonna be different, and like that's something I'm like looking forward to. But like having a small middle school and having a small high school has really helped me as a learner, like find my strengths. So I'm really thankful that my parents put to me here.
I would like to talk about my prior environment before going to St. Mary's. Mine's kind of different. I didn't go to the middle school that's down the street. I'm from South Korea, and I didn't come as a freshman, I came as a sophomore, which is kind of like, we have a lot of new sophomores and new juniors, but the overmajority is they come as freshmen, so it was kind of not hard but different for me, not just to come as a sophomore but from another country, and I did not have any relative in this area or in this East Coast or this country or this. But I'm here as a senior. I did not leave after 1 year or something. So which means people like me, it was like really big transition, but I got really a lot of support from my advisor, Ms. Higgins. She's great. We have some Higgins advisory here. And I have my friends here, boarding community and also day students. They really helped me a lot to be a St. Mary's student here and love it. So that's the message that I would give. Like, it can be different. It can be a big change to some people. It can be a small change to some people. But it's just really how like we get together and have a great 4 years, 3 years, 2 years. And my roommate just came this year. She had a great 1 year at St. Mary's. So yeah.
So I actually come from a larger public school in rural North Carolina. So that's a very different experience from what I've experienced at St. Mary's. And I have 3 older sisters. It's kind of a lot. And so growing up and going to school, to this like large public school, I was always kind of like known by being, you know, this like Sophia's little sister or Renata's little sister. And so it was very, I definitely wanted to break out of that. And the way that I found out about St. Mary's is actually my older sister Sophia came here her sophomore year. And when I came to visit, one of the first things that I noticed was that, you know, I was not known by being one of my sisters. I was treated as like my own individual, and that was like so incredible for me. And so that's something about my experience.
So I came from the Montessori School of Raleigh. It was very small, like there are, I think, maybe like 25, 30 people in my grade, in 8th grade. And it was like a very similar kind of like experiential learning community. And like I think I had a really great transition, and it was definitely different because there's more of like a traditional high school kind of like schedule and everything here. But it was not hard for me to transition into here. And like you have so much support from all of your teachers and all of your classmates that are going through the same thing. And so like you all kind of like the first week, I would say it's a long week and it's hard, but like from there, like it's so easy and you like really get into the swing of things. And yeah, I had a great experience transitioning.
So I came from Ravenscroft Middle School down the road, and I was there for about 10 years. So my brothers went there, I was very comfortable, I was very happy. And like I said last night, I'm the Generation St. Mary's girl, so truly, we have a video of me when I was like 3 saying I would come to St. Mary's. So I had always kind of known that I would end up here, but my mom always said such great things about it, but I almost didn't really, I had to see it to believe it. And I remember coming in the 7th grade to the 7th grade sneak peek, and in the car coming back, I was like, Mom, I wish I could go next year. Like I was just so blown away by everything I had seen, but I was still very apprehensive for high school and just nervous about like, so my old school I felt like if you were a senior, you didn't talk to the freshmen. And it kind of was like you were just separated by grades. And so then I came to St. Mary's, and I remember the very first day I was here, this senior came up and talked to me, and I said, hey, what's your name? How old are you? And I was like, whoa, like a senior's talking to me? And that's how it is every single day. There's no divide. Everybody's friends with everyone. And so St. Mary's just made it a really easy transition for me. Obviously, it was very different because I didn't go to school with boys, which in the first few weeks was different, but the all-girls environment is something that's super, super special, and I just feel you really get to make great bonds with the girls that you wouldn't otherwise, and you could just completely be yourself, and it's really nice not to have to wear makeup and dress up every day, and you're welcome to do that if you want, but just very casual and welcoming, fun environment that made the transition for me really easy.
I came from Cary Academy Middle School, which is a co-ed middle school in Cary, and I'm a day student from Raleigh, a 4-year girl. That was probably some information that would have been helpful, but coming to St. Mary's was really great. I had an older sister at St. Mary's who was about to graduate the year before I came, so it was kind of nice. I got a sneak peek of what St. Mary's life would be like. But it's one of those things, and I was talking about a little bit, it's really hard to understand, exactly what your high school experience is going to be like before you're there. I just knew, like, through all the t-shirts and the fun things that were going on, that obviously something was happening at St. Mary's, but I didn't really know what it was yet. And it's really hard to grasp just how wonderful it is until you're actually living it, because really, when you come on campus, everyone is so supportive. It's really such a family and such a community. They just all come around you and support you in whatever you want to do, and you just find your passion and where you fit. And that's something so special and something I've really appreciated and I can take for granted, looking into the future and going to college. I have the skill set that St. Mary's has prepared me with, and I'm confident and I'm supported by this wonderful group of girls that I know I will never lose for the rest of my life, and that's something extremely valuable.
Okay, so I came from a small school in downtown Charlotte. It's kind of similar to this environment. There were 40 kids in my grade. Obviously, it was co-ed, so it was very different. No one in my family had ever gone to boarding school, so the thought of going to an all-girls boarding school was very different to me. I remember I was sick to my stomach coming to the visitation. But I remember all the girls were so nice, and I saw like the friendships that they had, and knew that this was a really special place. And I fell in love with the school the minute I stepped on campus my first year here. Everyone, like they said, was so supportive. And everyone was so close with each other that I knew this would be a great place.
Okay, I came from like a pretty big public school in Wilmington, and I've grown up with 2 older brothers, so I've never really had like a bunch of like girls in my life. So it was like weird coming from like being with my brother's friends all the time and like doing everything with them to having like all these like great best friends who are like my sisters that like we're not blood, but whatever. So I don't know, it's just like a very nice transition, and they really helped me like grow academically and mature a lot in like a short amount of time. So I really feel prepared to step out into the world.
Okay, great. So the next question I have for y'all is, how would you say St. Mary's has helped you to grow as a student?
Okay, so at my old school, I was kind of like the back seat, like back of the class girl. I kind of just went through my classes and was kind of scared to like ask questions and really get involved in my schoolwork, but I needed to do that to like learn anything and be successful. And when I came in towards St. Mary's, I sat through Mr. Lathan's English class, and everyone was so involved, and he was so understanding. Like if you didn't understand something, he was gonna explain it to you until you got it, and that was just like completely different than what I was used to. And I was so excited to be somewhere where learning was encouraged. The teachers wanted to be there, the students wanted to be there, and everyone was there to help you. And it was like really, really important to me.
I think for me, when I was in middle school, I was really shy and never really wanted to step out of my comfort zone. And the minute I got here, all of the adults and all the students were really encouraging everyone to take risk. And I definitely think everyone here takes advantage of that. And I remember I applied for leadership positions and was running for different leadership opportunities without fear of failure, which I think is something that's really special about me. So.
For me in the classroom, just having that small environment has really helped me grow as a student. I remember it was sophomore year, my geometry class had 5 girls in it. And having that, like being able to ask those questions with the teacher and having that small environment where we can all work together really helped me to like excel as a student in that math class. That was my favorite, that's probably one of my favorite classes I've ever taken at St. Mary's. Also, like going to tutorial, I remember junior year, Hope and I sat in Algebra 2 tutorial probably every single day. So tutorial is the time we have after school to go ask questions and get help with homework. And having that time with the teacher to like go ask questions when maybe I didn't have time in class has really helped me to like not be afraid to get help when I need it.
Okay, so we're going to talk for a little bit just about the wonderful relationship there is between the students and the faculty at SMS.
So I would like to talk about my French teacher last year. So I took French when I first came here, which was sophomore year and then junior year, because I started learning it when I was in Korea. So I could take AP French with Ms. Mellon last year, and in one sentence, she's not just my junior year French teacher, but she's more than that, because this year she lives next door in Smedes, so we literally share a wall. So she's my neighbor, she's my mom, because my mom's not here, she's in Korea, honestly. And also my mentor, because last year when I was in her class, I would always go to her office, because we have tutorial after class. AP French is a really, really hard course, so I had to ask a lot of questions, and she would just answer to all my questions. And one time, not every day, but like one time I stayed there for almost 2 hours. We started from talking about like French, and then we moved on to like college stuff, and she was my second college counselor almost. And she tried to make me apply to French colleges, but that didn't work out. But she wrote my college recommendation with her husband, who's Dr. Bellam, who's our English teacher. So he's also my neighbor. And just that relationship at St. Mary's, it's like not just your like freshman year English teacher or your sophomore year. It just doesn't end as, it's great to have a great like teacher-student relationship, but it's not just that, because you can just develop that relationship into something that's beyond that, which would be kind of hard in other schools that are like big, and if there's like 30 to 50 students in one class. But in our class, Jane was in my class, and then there's like 7 to 8 students. And I think a lot of girls here who take Ms. Bella classes have taken, they can really speak to this.
Yeah, and I would also, so actually talked a little bit about college counselors, and my college counselor, Ms. Higgins, is also my advisor. I'm also in the Higgins Advisory. And that's another, I think, special bond that you get at St. Mary's, because they really help you to kind of take the ideas that you have about your college experience and what you want from that and turn them into a reality. And that's something that's so amazing. I go to Ms. Higgins' office whenever I have free time, and I'll sit on her couch and just talk to her about everything, and she's so incredibly helpful. And then I think also that aspect of helping you turn your vision into reality is something that's so amazing about the St. Mary's faculty and staff. I remember earlier this year, Michelle Obama was speaking at NC State, and I was like, oh my gosh, I love Michelle Obama, this has to happen. So I remember I sat down at lunch over the weekend with Dean Keeley and Ms. Wallstrom, and was like, we've got to make this happen. And they helped it come to reality, and that was just so amazing for me. We took a group of 60 girls to NC State. And it's just, yeah, they're really amazing at helping you turn your visions into reality.
I just kind of want to touch on what they're saying a little bit more. Your teachers truly are more than just your teachers in the classroom, but I meant what I said last night, when truly you will see so many of your faculty and staff watching and cheering for you on the sidelines on Mimics when you're playing a sports game. And they're just really your friends, and you can go to them with anything and trust them. And I just feel like I will keep in touch with some of the teachers just as much as I would keep in touch with some of my friends. They really are so invested in your success and will do everything in their power. Maybe you didn't do so well on a test and you want to go talk to them more about it in tutorial. They will sit down with you, meet with you. We even have teachers in the library and study hall that will stay till 9:30 at night and be reviewing for a test with you. So they're so committed to your success, and that's something that's really unique and special to St. Mary's. And also, if you can have, they will sometimes be in the dorms with their own duties, you can have help at night as well. Anybody else?
It's so valuable, really, just to elaborate on what you all have been saying about the teachers. For instance, just given yesterday, I had all the wonderful conversations with my teachers during class. And then in addition, I ran into several teachers on the staircase who were congratulating me about college and just talking about the future. And then I ran to Ms. Higgins' office, who's also my college counselor, and had a quick 10-minute conversation before jetting off to dance, where my dance teachers were like, Jane, how are you feeling? You obviously have something going on. My congestion, I'm so sorry. And they're just there for me. And then I go home to have an email from my loving advisor who's like, Jane, how are you doing? I know Orchesis is big this weekend. We just want to make sure that you're doing well, and enjoying everything. They're just really on your side, and really people who care about you and want to see you do well, and are just your close mentors, advisors, friends, mothers and fathers, really, that just make the family experience come to life at St. Mary's. Okay, so next question. Will y'all talk about an opportunity that you had at SMS and how you've taken advantage of that?
Okay, so I'll start out and tell you about an experience that I had on North Carolina Outward Bound freshman year. So if you guys haven't heard, we have something called Compass Week, where each year, each grade does something different. And freshman year is you spend 4 days in the woods, basically with a group of about 10 students. And it sounds really scary, but honestly, it has benefited me so much in the long run, because I was paired with girls who I definitely wouldn't have been friends with otherwise. MC was actually in my Outward Bound group, and we had truly hiked to the bottom of a mountain. And then our guide said, okay guys, so I think we missed the road that we were supposed to take. And all our faces were like, you are kidding, we had hiked all the way down, we were so tired, and then all of a sudden the leader's like, you know what, it's going to be okay, we're going to be fine. And so we all hiked back up together, and we have really funny pictures from the experience. And while we were on it, it was really hard, I'm not going to lie, and we were frustrated, but looking back, it's just a funny memory that we all experienced together, and we really bonded through it and got stronger mentally and physically. And it ended up being such a great experience when, in the time, it was hard, but it was definitely worth it in the end.
Okay, so this might seem like kind of an obvious one, but like the all-girls part of St. Mary's, I think has been a huge opportunity for me, and I'm sure everyone else would say the same thing here. In one of our executive SGA meetings, we were talking about this a few weeks ago, about how if this wasn't an all-girls school, like we might not all be on executive SGA, like we wouldn't have gotten all the opportunities that we had. Like I genuinely don't think that I would have felt confident enough to give a speech in front of everyone and like put myself out there and like really have the opportunity to be a leader if it wasn't an all-girls school. Like it's just like people would always ask me like, oh, how do you feel about the all-girls school thing? Like I am so glad I went to an all-girls school for high school because it has literally done so much for me and given me so many opportunities. So I cannot say enough good things about it.
Yeah, the opportunities at St. I love this question because there are so many. They're everywhere. I know, like right after this, I'm going with the St. Mary's Chorale to sing at the Governor's Mansion, and then like tonight I'm going to be performing in a dance concert with my best friends. Like it's insane. Like there's so many opportunities. But one that I will highlight is like Hope was saying, we have that Compass Week in the spring of every year, and what seniors do during that week is each senior completes an internship. So my internship was at WUNC, the radio station, and that was like, it was so incredible. Every day I did something different. I shadowed reporters, I went to conferences on public education, I shadowed a director of media, I worked with the producers of The State of Things, I worked with editing, writing for radio, which was like a really cool experience. So yeah, my internship was definitely like one of my favorite opportunities that I've been able to take advantage of because of St. Mary's, because I have that time carved out in the year when I can really focus on something I love.
As Eliza said, I think there's just so many opportunities, and I think a lot of them come from the location of St. Mary's in downtown Raleigh. And I don't think there's any other boarding and day school in Raleigh other than St. Mary's. Before coming here, some other schools that I thought about, one was in the middle of nowhere in Minnesota, and there was another one in Florida. Like it was also kind of like, I don't know, it was rural kind of. So that's one of the reasons that made me choose St. Mary's and that made me love St. Mary's. Just like Eliza said, NC State is right down the street. There are a lot of good resources, not just on campus in the library and teachers here, but also out of campus that are really in close proximity. So for example, I'm really into human rights and social justice and also nonprofit business. And I don't know if you've heard of, but at NC State there's Institute of Nonprofit, and they were once having a talk with the CEO of Habitat for Humanity International, like the big person. He came to NC State, and I saw that somewhere on the internet, and I talked to Ms. Webb, and she's in charge of all the student life and activities, and she took like a group of girls from St. Mary's to the Hunt Library at State, and we could just attend that, and it's like 5 minutes away, and that's just a really great resource. And I think that's one of the greatest opportunities here at St. Mary's, how we have so many resources on campus and off campus.
So I also want to touch on my internship real quickly. So I interned with Midtown Events and Kane Realty in North Hills. And so I was pretty nervous about it. So I worked with a group of 4 girls, and they basically plan all the events at North Hills, like beach music and wellness events. And that's something I'm interested in, so I was like, all right, this is a really good opportunity for me. So the first day I show up, and the lady who meets me at the elevator has a St. Mary's ring on. And so I'm like, oh my goodness, like you graduated from St. Mary's. And so we made that connection real quickly, and then I get upstairs, and then I found out there's another lady that I'm working with who graduated from St. Mary's. So working with those 2 alums a couple weeks ago just like really made my internship experience so great, because we could exchange stories like during lunch and while we were walking from event to event. And so just having those connections that St. Mary's creates for you is something that's so special. And I mean, I've heard stories about people being like overseas and in the airport and seeing someone with a St. Mary's ring and like making that connection. And so that's something that's so valuable, and it really made like my internship week great, and I know it will continue to like make my career, I guess, great.
Okay, so this past year, even being as like being a boarder, I was able to have a job in Raleigh at a boutique called Scott Raleigh's, and so I worked there for a while, and then started to get really interested in more of the business side of fashion. Like here I go again with this internship, sorry, but with Compass Week, I was able to go up to New York, and I got to shadow the planning and allocations team at Tory Burch, which was really cool. And I also got to shadow people in public relations at Bloomingdale's. And so now I think that's something that I'm really interested in studying, and I didn't really get to, I wouldn't have gotten to figure that out if I didn't have that week to do that. So.
For spring break this year, I went with the school to Ethiopia, and I was very, very nervous about going because like the group wasn't like my closest friends, but I was kind of friends with everyone, and I don't really do well on planes, and so 17 hours was not going to really work for me. But it was honestly like life-changing, most valuable experience I've ever had, and had I not come to St. Mary's, I would have never had that opportunity. And now the girls I went with and the teachers I went with are some of like the closest people in my life, and we kind of experienced something together that like you wouldn't get every day. So I'm very, very thankful for that.
I would just like contribute to this, like just the everyday opportunities at St. Mary's are so many, and they're just really available for you, whatever you want to take. Like, for instance, public speaking practice, I've done so much, like even right now we're doing it, and those are just like small things, but thinking about it for the future, I know that all of us will be willing and ready to take the mic when needed, and that's something that I feel has come from the all-girls experience, but also just St. Mary's community in general. Okay, so for the next question, this is going to be hard, but what will you miss most about St. Mary's School?
So many things. Get emotional. I think for me, it's just such a safe space. And you walk around campus, everyone knows your name, everyone says hello. It's just so supportive, and I think I will miss feeling safe and walking around every day knowing that everyone has my back. And I miss the small, close-knit community with the girls and the teachers, and everything about it, really, I will miss, truly.
I would agree with Hope with like the support and everything. Like that's just such a special part of St. Mary's. And like everybody on campus wants you to succeed and do well. And like one example of this is we have a junior speech program where all the juniors have to give a speech in front of the whole school or participate in a debate. And like after you do the speech, you just like realize how much everybody wants you to succeed. Like everyone's sitting there just like hoping that you do well and you get better. And afterwards, everyone, even people that you're not super close with, like everyone will come up to you and say, "You did so amazing." It's just such a supportive community, and like I don't think you can get that everywhere. So that's definitely something that I'm missing.
Yeah, tagging on to what Lila and Hope said, I was sitting in my room with some of my friends last night, and we were talking, kind of reminiscing, and sitting very, but like at one point I just said, there is never going to be a place where I feel as loved and as supported as I do here. It is such a special place. It really is. Everyone cares so much about you. Yeah.
I think it goes back to the last question. I think I'll really miss all the opportunities here at St. Mary's, and that's really related to what the girls said. Just opportunity that includes the safe environment, the friends, the people here. I think those are all the opportunities that you will not easily get in any other places. I mean, of course, in college there'll be a lot of opportunities, but just the unique opportunities that you have at St. Mary's, I don't think I would ever be able to get that anywhere else. So that's what I would really miss about St. Mary's.
There's so many things I'm gonna miss. I don't even know where to begin. I'm really gonna miss all my friends and like all the people who have helped me just throughout all 4 years. I've had a couple different advisors. I have just so many teachers that have just always been there for me. And I've spent time in their offices after school. College counselors have been like so fantastic, just like throughout the college process. I will miss our weekly SGA meetings and all the fun times we've had. I'll miss the times on the soccer field. I mean, there are just so many things I'm going to miss. It's a lot. Like, it's a lot to take in.
I think this question is really hard to answer. I think for me, the boarding aspect, being so close with so many different adults, even adults that I don't have as teachers, the Friday nights where we spent like baking brownies, just watching like, I don't know, sing or something like that. With the adults on campus, just the weird things on dorm, like I don't know. All of my friends that like, when you hear this, and everyone always says this, like your friends that you make here will truly last a lifetime, and like, I cannot like even like tell you, like I've made the best friends here, and everyone really loves each other so much.
Well, my friends get mad at me when I bring this up because I've been getting really sentimental recently. But honestly, I'm gonna miss like having like the best friends of my life, and I'm really hopeful because my mom and my grandma here and their best friends that I've grown up with as my second moms and second grandmas are their best friends from St. Mary's. So like we might not see each other every day next year, but like we'll always be best friends. I'm
not even going to start because I don't want to see where it will go. But for 9, what advice would you give these girls and their parents about making the most of their St. Mary's experience?
So my advice would be step out of your comfort zone and try something new. I have a little story. Sophomore year, I had never danced before in my life. But I was like, you know what? I'm never going to have another opportunity to take a dance class. So I took elementary modern, and Blair was in my class too, but I think Blair's maybe a little bit, had a little more rhythm than I did. It's just and I was pretty bad. And just, I was very inexperienced, and I was very self-conscious about girls just being better than me. And one day we were asked to pick partners for dance, and I was like, oh no, I feel so bad for whoever's my partner. I was just having a bad day. And the best girl in the classroom was Anna Crofton. She came over and she chose me as her partner. And so I was like, okay, let's go. She could not have been nicer. Literally held my hand through the whole process. We did a dance. We ended up doing a great job. I ended up getting an A in the class because of effort. And one day I went home at night and was like, you know what? There was no reason for me to feel self-conscious in that dance class because I tried something new and I ended up having a really great time. And I got an A in the class because I was just trying my best. And I think that's all that the teacher could ask for. So just really try something new and step out of your comfort zone. If you don't ever see yourself trying, like running for a leadership position, do it because you never know. You could get it and it could be the best thing that happened to you. So definitely step out of your comfort zone and try something new.
Okay, just to wrap it up, I'm going to go through the line, and what's next for y'all?
So I will be attending UNC next fall.
I will be attending Boston College.
I'm not sure yet. I've gotten into North Carolina State University, Rhodes College, Gettysburg College, and University of St. Andrews in Scotland. And I'm also waiting on a few more, so more soon.
I would be going really up north to New Hampshire. I'm a little worried because I lived in North Carolina for the past 3 years, so I know my friends in Korea say that I have like southern accent, even though I don't really so I am so used to like this warm weather, so I'm kind of worried. I lived in Korea, which is really cold. We have cold winters. It snowed a lot for the past like 15, 16 years before I came here, so I hope that I'm ready. Now I'll be attending Dartmouth College in New Hampshire.
So I'm also still deciding between NC State and Auburn in Alabama. So either could go really close or really far. So we'll see.
I'm still deciding as well. I'm between Wofford College, College of Boston, and Auburn University. So
I'm doing fashion and textiles design at NC State.
Okay, and so what's next for me? In the close future, I'm going to be dancing tonight, and then I'm going to be flipping my ring at graduation and getting sentimental with y'all on the road on our special day. And then I'll be looking forward to reconnecting with all my friends. I already told them that everyone has to come visit me at college. I'm visiting everyone. And just seeing all the St. Mary's girls down the road. But I'm going to be going to, I think, Princeton University next year. I got into UNC Duke because it's fun for me. Okay, yeah, but any questions that y'all have? I'd love to hear from y'all. If you can't tell, we really love St. Mary's. Yeah. Well, I think some boarding students can probably speak to this better than I would. I always feel at home.
Ask Eliza about that.
Yes. So yeah, at the beginning, I come from a really small town in rural eastern North Carolina, and that's what I knew, that's what I grew up with. I have a big family, and leaving that was really difficult. But I always say that that was one of the things that was the most challenging about my St. Mary's experience, and also one of the things that was the most beautiful. Really, it was difficult, but it allows you to really lean on the people around you, get to know these girls who are in the same situation as you. Everyone will feel that at some point. It also allows you to really form these strong bonds with the faculty who live on your dorm. So yeah, I did, but it really, it gets so much better, and leaving home definitely will enrich your high school experience.
And make college that much easier.
And there are not a lot, but some girls who miss home in the very first part of their school year, but there are also some other people who don't miss home, like me. So I can help, people like me can help those girls who miss home and feel like they're home. So there are different types of girls, so you can be friends and everything will work out.
I was homesick at first, but now I'm thinking about going to college in Scotland. So. I'm okay.
Yeah, any other questions? Well, please join me in I always hate to have to get up and talk after this panel because Libby's mom, I think, can see I'm wiping my eyes the whole time that you're talking, because for those of us who've worked with you for the last 4 years, it's been an amazing journey for us as well. So we will miss you, but you're not gone yet. So